I remember yelling matches and hiding in the closet and not knowing if someone was going to be home in the morning or when my mom had to go to work, if my dad was going to be there. And throughout all that stress, I only had one rod. And with all that being said, through her encouragement, I excelled at many things, school being one of them. I was one of those type A organized people who had a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and so I graduated in the top 10 of the class, and I went to college, and I got a long-term boyfriend, and I moved into his house, and I was living the high life. 4 years later, I graduated with my degree, and I couldn't get a job, and our house got broken into while we were on vacation, and my boyfriend admitted to cheating on me for over half of our 3-year relationship. So I was jobless, homeless, and newly devastated. At that time, I was 21, and I moved back into my mother's house. It felt like the right thing to do at the time. I wanted to try and repair something that had been, I'd never had the chance to be. And so I don't know if she felt sorry for me or what it was, but she gave me an allowance, so to speak. And with this allowance, I tried to fill the holes in my life. And I filled those holes with karaoke and whiskey. So at the local karaoke bar, there was another regular, a tall, dark, handsome man who was wounded, just like I was. And so through our conversations, we talked about his failing relationship and my life crumbling around me and what we thought we could be and all our failures. And after about 2-3 months of this, he had broken up with his girlfriend and we hooked up. It's a bar thing. It only happened once, and it was the friends with benefits he needed and the non-committal kind of rebound thing that I was looking for. In high school, they tell you in health class to wear protection because it only takes one time. Well, this time, something in high school was right, and it did only take one time. I was pregnant. I remember knowing that I was pregnant. It's like you all know right now that tomorrow is Friday. It just was a feeling that came over me. And several pregnancy tests later, 5 to be exact, my mom was sitting on her bed crying. My good friend is sitting in the living room, not sure what to do. And I stand in the hallway of my mom's small house, and I feel nothing but determination. Determination is a weird thing to feel when you're single and jobless and you have an accidental pregnancy, but I knew that I was going to pull myself out of this hole. I was going to change my life around. Because when someone is relying on me, that is when I shine. So no matter what was going on with me, I was now responsible for this other person, and so things had to work. So I went back to school, and 9 months later, as things happened, my son was born, Sawyer Dean. And I remember packing him up to bring him home from the hospital in his Superman snowsuit on a cold day in February, and his tiny eyes staring up at me full of curiosity and wonder. 4 years later, I have a wonderful job as a teacher at a high school with great friends. We just moved into our forever home,